Hello there. Welcome to our smart home. Come on in, we're going to give you an updated tour for 2022. What up everybody, it's George Langevere with Silverhammer Surveillance. Here on the channel we talk tech and we talk security. 1 year anniversary for the channel. We kind of had the channel before and we just kind of did some promotional videos and some little promo work for Silverhammer, but we really didn't make it an actual channel until basically 1 year ago today. So last year we did a smart home tour and we thought we'd do this yearly and kind of show you our updated tech each year. So we thought perfect timing on the 1 year anniversary here on the channel. So again, we're going to kind of show you all our devices. We want to thank you very much for the support over the last year. We're way ahead of the goals that I had for the channel, and it's because of each and every one of you. So I can't thank you enough. Keep liking our videos, keep getting notified of our new ones, keep subscribing to the channel. Again, we really appreciate it. But again, we're going to give you a little tour of the place and show you our updated tech for 2022. Let's get started. All right, so we start our tour here at the hallway. We've got our Nest battery-powered video doorbell. Now, the apartment is ran off of Apple HomeKit, and so you'll see all our devices are HomeKit. And so even though we got a Google device sneaking in here, if you've watched our previous videos, we have what's called the Starling hub, and basically it allows Google devices to be used in HomeKit. So even though this is Google, I do have it as part of HomeKit. Go back and watch our videos on the Starling hub. It's an awesome little device. They're awesome people. But check that out. But yeah, we're starting with our video doorbell, and then we're going to go on and go inside. Okay, so once we get inside, this is kind of a duplicate of our tour last year, and you'll know the devices I really like because if it carries from 1 year to the next, it's something that I really like and that I stick with. Right, Teresa? Because
yeah, we are constantly evolving.
Yes, constantly evolving, constantly cycling through stuff. So if you see anything that lasts, it means they did A-okay. So here in the, just to start off with, we got our August Wi-Fi lock. And as far as smart home goes, you know, you can control it with your phone, but a lot of them still have manual controls, which is great. Like the August smart home lock, what I like about this lock is you don't have to change the outdoor gear or the hardware. Which is great in an apartment like this, so we didn't even really have to mess with our landlord or anything. The same key still applies. But you got this manual lock, and then you can see here on my little side panel that I can control it with the app. I can see who's coming and going. It keeps a log of that. And then we got our little sensor here that tells me when the door is open, and if it's ajar too long, it'll remind me. So the August Smart Wi-Fi lock is a great lock. And then we've got our Ecobee sensor, which we're going to move on to the thermostat in a minute, but this kind of is a sensor you can put in each room that kind of gives an average of the temperature in your whole house, which is great. So you're just not basing your thermostat on the room that it's in. You can have these everywhere, and you'll see we have those throughout the apartment. Then we got our Brilliant light switch, which is great for several different things. We do have a separate video on Brilliant. Check out the links in the description below. I'll put links of all the videos we've done on these devices. But it can control your music. It's great if you are a Sonos person, which we are, which we'll show you. You can control your Sonos from here. You can control your climate from here. You can control your lights. And again, you got a manual switch, which is great. So you can control it from your phone, but you also got manual controls. You can control your August Smart Lock from it. If you got the older Nest cameras, you can see your Nest cameras on there. There are certain Ring cameras you can see on here. This thing just does a ton of different things. It's one of my favorite smart home devices. It can almost be like a, a lot of people will do a tablet or some sort of control center for their smart home. These light switches can actually be one of those control centers. So that's the Brilliant Smart Light Switch. And then over here, this is a simple thing, but all the lights in this apartment are Philips Hue. So Philips Hue are smart bulbs that you can control from your phone. You can change different colors. You can do all sorts of automations with them. Automations are things where, for example, this little sensor here is a motion detector and made by Philips Hue. Anytime we walk in this hallway, it'll turn the lights on. And so let's say you've got the lights red, it'll briefly turn the lights white, so you got a nice bright light when you walk in here. And then as part of that automation, it will switch back to the scene that you had before, which is really cool. So it's smart enough to know what you had before, but yet it will give you a nice bright light when you're actually in this hallway. Tracy will tell you that she's almost forgot how to use a light switch because every room we walk into is automatic.
That is true.
This is very true.
And the one room we had that wasn't felt weird.
Yeah, and so we had to get one in there, which is our fitness room, which we'll show you in a second. So, just the entryway, we've got a few different things. Smart sensor for the thermostat, brilliant smart control, and light switch there, August Wi-Fi lock, and the Hue control. As we walk down the hallway, we're going back to security. We've got a camera here, and it's the Nest camera. So that one is the Nest indoor-outdoor battery camera. And again, it's a Google product, and it's made for Google Home, but with that Starling Home hub, a wonderful little hub that's changed my life. We can now have our Nest camera and HomeKit. I am a complete freak about brands, mixing and matching, and so it drove me nuts that if you go back and watch any of our videos on Nest, you know it's my favorite Wi-Fi camera. It drove me nuts that it's not Apple compatible, but now, thanks to the Starling Home Hub, it is. So anyway, check our video on Starling. But so yeah, we've got our security camera. Then we move on into the girls' restroom. Very exciting. Not too much going on in here. We do have a automatic light switch for the Hue. We do have a brilliant light panel in here. And then this is where our Sonos begins. We've got a little Sonos Roam here that we can take up to our rooftop. Sonos Roam is a removable little speaker that can be switched between an actual Sonos speaker and a Bluetooth speaker, which is great. So I can go up to the roof and change that to a Bluetooth speaker. There's our Hue sensor. Those are Hue bulbs in our lights. So as soon as we walk in here, those lights will come on. And that's about it for this bathroom. Okay, moving on into our fitness room. I'm a huge neat freak, so please keep in mind this is a fitness room. So it's not the cleanest room in our apartment, but we do have some tech in here, so I'm going to show it to you. So basically we got a HomePod Mini there, which is HomePod Minis can be your smart home hub for Apple HomeKit. Once you have basically you need a hub to kind of control your devices when you're not home. One of those devices can be a HomePod Mini. Another one is an Apple TV, which we have on this TV here. But you do need one of those hubs to be able to control HomeKit when you're not home. So we've got one of those in pretty much every room. You can see our Sonos surround speakers back there. We've got a Sonos second generation Beam, which is capable of Dolby Atmos. We've got our Apple TV here, and then we've got another brilliant light switch. And then over here, we've got a Dyson fan. Now these Dyson fans, number one, they're smart devices because you can control them from the Dyson app. So you can change whether it's heat or cool, the temperature, whatever you want to do. You've got a manual control again, which is also very important for your smart home devices, so you're not just screwed when your internet goes down or whatever. But the nice thing about this, and this is another key to HomeKit, Siri shortcuts. People will talk about Google being superior, Amazon being superior in the smart home. It's because they really haven't done a deep dive into Apple's shortcuts. Because I'm telling you, with Siri shortcuts, you can do all sorts of things with devices that aren't typically in HomeKit. But like I can turn this fan on and off with Siri. You just got to set up a shortcut. And they're pretty easy to do. At some point, we'll do a video on Siri shortcuts. But so we got the Dyson fan. Then over here, we've got one of our Orbi satellite routers. I've talked about this before. Your router is very important in the smart home. You can pay for all the speeds you want, but if you don't have the proper router to support the speeds, we've got gigabit internet here. If you don't have a router that will support gigabit internet, then you're paying for nothing. So this is one of our satellites here. It kind of covers everything for that hallway and the entryway. But that's pretty much it for the fitness room.
Yeah, well, we miss our teenager.
Yes. This
like
used to
our
be
fitness room.
Yes. This used to be the teenager's room. Separation anxiety. My daughter just left us for college. It was one of the most painful experiences of my life to switch this to the fitness room. I cared about it more than my daughter did. She's like, do whatever you want with it. I'll sleep on the couch. But man, it killed me to do this. But yeah, in our last video, we kept this door closed because it was the teenager's room. But Now it's fair game. All right, moving on to the dining room. So in the dining room, we've got separate Sonos speakers. They're paired together on their own. We've got those nice little outlet speaker shelves, which are great, made by Sonos. You can get short little speaker cords for your Sonos speakers, which eliminates the cord problem. I'm huge on hiding cords as much as you can, but you can see that really kind of eliminates that problem. Then we've got another Nest camera, again, using the Starling hub. I've got that in HomeKit. And then we've got our Ecobee thermostat. Again, this is the main part of the thermostat. And, you know, the great thing about smart thermostats is they'll pretty much pay for themselves eventually. You can control them from home or away. You can set up different automations. So when you come home, it's one temperature. When you leave, it's another temperature. When you go to bed, it's a certain temperature. And go back and check out our video on Siri being on board with this bad boy now. It was the first device as part of the new updates where they're going to let Siri roam free. This was the first device to have Siri on board. Go back and check out that video. Links in the description below. We got another brilliant light panel. Now, as you kind of notice the difference between the one in the hallway, there's different designs depending on how many switches you have. So you got the little screen here, you got your 4 manual switches, but basically this will make any smart light, or any light, a smart light. So I do have these as Philips Hues, and I can just control them just like I normally would a Philips Hue, but let's say these were all normal bulbs. I could set this up in HomeKit to where I could control those normal bulbs as smart bulbs using this. So that is the brilliant light switch, and this is the 4-switch variation. And yeah, we got Philips Hues above us, but basically everywhere above me is Philips Hue bulbs. All right, so then we probably have the most boring room of the tour, and that is because we are renters. If we were owners, we would have a smart fridge, we would have a smart range, we would have smart everything. So because we're renters, this is the lamest part of our tour. We do have an Ecobee sensor in here, that is right here. We do have a HomePod Mini in here, so that's great just to play music in the kitchen, set timers. You know, you can have whole home audio with the HomePod Minis in addition to Sonos. I'm a music freak, so I kind of play it both ways. Sonos will AirPlay 2 speakers, so you can actually combine all of them. So if we do that, I think we actually have 15 speakers in this apartment, which is great. You play those all at the same time. We'll talk about in a second with the sub and the soundbar. It sounds killer cool. Anyway, so we got those. You can check out our video on the Simple Human phone sanitizer, very important during COVID. This little bad boy will sanitize your phone. And the key thing about the smart home is it doesn't have to be like a serious tech device, which you use with your phone or whatever. Sometimes smart devices are just something that makes your home more efficient. So we've got a lot of these Simple Human devices. We've got a Simple Human trash can. We've got a Simple Human compost, which takes a part of all your food. You store all there, and I can tell you as a guy that just complete germaphobe, neat freak, that thing hides odors like no other. We've got our automatic soap dispenser and our hand sanitizer dispenser, very important during COVID. Walk up to those and they just, give you whichever you want. But again, the smart home is just about convenience and efficiency as much as it is tech. So that's pretty much it in the kitchen. We do have a Keurig also, big Keurig family. Again, convenience and just a cool device. That's the kitchen. And then over here, kind of an extension of the kitchen. We just did a video on this bad boy, which is the Dyson Upsize Absolute Plus vacuum. Go back and check out that video. I will say that, we're going to do a full review of it. I absolutely love it now that we've used this thing a bit. Just everything about it, the suction power, how quiet it is, the different attachments, the projectile exit of your debris. I love that. Other vacuums will send dust all over the place when you get rid of your debris, but this is great. So we've got that bad boy in here, and with this nice little stand from Dyson, it almost looks, I just don't like having weird looking devices in my smart home. I don't like clutter. You can see there's no tchotchkes in this apartment. There's no photos really. We're very simplistic, but this looks pretty cool. All right, so that's the kitchen. Moving on, We got our Nanoleaf light panels. We've done a couple different videos on Nanoleaf. Check those out. You saw in the montage kind of what these look like at night. But they can do all sorts of things. They can dance to music. You can change the colors. I've said this in the previous smart home tours and maybe a couple of other videos, but every piece of art in this apartment is original art, either painted by the wife, the daughter, or my dad. My dad had an art gallery in New York for years. He was just an amazing artist. I've got his artwork on my arm, which matches that painting, which we'll show you here in a second. But everything's original art, so that's my contribution because I didn't get the art gene. So my art is tech. So this little display here is my artwork. All right, moving on to the living room. We've got another brilliant switch. This is the 3-switch model. So you got your screen here and your physical switches. And again, you can do all this with Siri, or you've got the physical controls, or you can do the touch screen. Then we've got our Sonos surround to our Apple TV. This is great because it's still Dolby Atmos. And with the Apple TV 4K, you can do Dolby Vision. So this thing sounds amazing. We've got the sub over there. We've got our 2 surrounds, and we're using the Sonos Arc paired with our Apple TV. Then we've got another Dyson. That one's an air purifier as well. And again, with Siri shortcuts, you can control that with Siri. Turn it on and off, change it to heat and cool, whatever you want to do. We got another HomePod Mini in here, which is great with the Apple TV. You can fast forward shows. Now with the latest iOS update, you can actually tell it to play a show. But it's great to just be sitting here and say, hey, fast forward 1 minute or whatever through commercials, or to pause it or whatever you want to do. So even though we primarily listen to the TV on Sonos, and this is obviously the best way to listen to music because of the sub and everything, the HomePod Mini in here is still very useful and efficient. And then this is the granddaddy of the Orbeez that we've got going on here. Again, I can't, this is the best router I've used. I've just cycled through a ton of routers. This is the top end Orbi. I'll put a link in the description below for this one. Make sure that it's this particular model. I find that some of the Orbeez, they're great entry-level routers, but if you really want full power for as many devices as we have, this particular Orbi gets the job done. Wi-Fi 6 and all that good stuff. And then we've got another sensor for our thermostat, but that's pretty much it in the living room. Moving on to our bedroom. If you come on in here, we've got another Sonos. This is generation 2, a Sonos Beam. Again, it's the Dolby Atmos version, so you get Dolby Atmos paired with your Apple TV, which we've got on this television. By the way, all our LG televisions, I should have mentioned this from the fitness room, these are all AirPlay compatible. LG is one of those brands that can be AirPlay 2. So when you go into HomeKit, you can turn off your TVs, and they're actually HomeKit speakers as well. So even if you didn't have an Apple TV hooked up to it, you could play music through this because all these are AirPlay compatible. So if you buy an LG speaker, just look for that AirPlay compatibility. So anyway, we got the TV, we got the Apple TV, and we got the Sonos Beam. And there's another brilliant light switch. We've got those pretty much in every room. Moving on over here, we've got another HomePod Mini. So this is great for bedroom alarms, just to play music in here if we wanted to. We generally do that with the Sonos, but we do have this in here, so I can just scream at Siri from the bed to turn the lights off or whatever I want to do. Tracy uses that more than I do. She tends to go to bed before I do. She's got weird hours at work, so she's always telling Siri to turn off the master bedroom lights. We got another Dyson that we can control with Siri shortcuts. All right, then over here we've got the Symfonis lamps, which are made for IKEA, but these are Sonos speakers. It kind of looks like a HomePod, same kind of material. They've got a couple different designs on this. You can actually also get these in artwork. Symfonis makes that. So I got the lamps. I've got Philips Hues in here. So the lamps themselves are not HomeKit compatible, but the speakers are, just like any other Sonos speakers, which means you can make them AirPlay 2 speakers. But if you put a smart bulb in here, then the lamp becomes an AirPlay or a HomeKit device as well. So again, these sound great. They sound just as good as any other Sonos speaker. They are specifically made by Sonos for IKEA. But anyway, check those out. And again, I'll put links in the description for every device we use or we show you today. But these are great for both a lamp and a speaker. And that's pretty much it for the bedroom. Again, we've got Philips Hue all over the place, so that's above us. That's pretty much it for the bedroom. Now, just a little side note to pull back the curtain. On the channel, some people have asked me, they noticed that I'm always wearing Adidas. Hey, Adidas, how about a sponsorship? How about some free stuff? I don't know. Hook a brother up. My God, I promote the heck out of you. But anyway, I am an Adidas freak almost as much as I am an Apple freak. And Teresa, what do you think? Yeah?
Let's pull the curtain back.
Let's pull the curtain back. Let's use our brilliant light switch to turn on the light in here. We got some weird light going on here from outside, but for those of you that don't believe I'm an Adidas freak, this is my shoe collection. This whole side of my closet is Adidas gear. I've got shoes down there. I've got shoes on a shelf down here. I've got the shoes on. But yeah, being in an apartment, I mean, poor Teresa got kicked out of the master bedroom closet because of my Adidas collection. So her closet's in the fitness room. But just to pull the curtain back a little bit, yeah, got a small problem with Adidas.
That's really all right, because as a wife, then I can get all the shoes I want.
Yes, that's very true. Also rocking the Adidas, but anyway. All right, so then we got our last room, which is the boys' bathroom. In the boys' bathroom, we don't have too much going on, but we do have a brilliant light switch. We do have another Sonos Roam speaker. And we do have a HomePod Mini in here. So, these are Philips Hue bulbs. So we've got another motion detector. So when I walk in this room, the lights come on. And I can control everything. We do have more simple human hand sanitizer and soap dispensers, and even my Quip Smart Brush, which, hey, it's a smart home device. But that's pretty much it. Again, this is all Apple HomeKit. We've done some videos on our last tour. We did a deep dive into HomeKit. So if you want to go back, again, the link's in the description below on that video. You can see a little bit more exactly what HomeKit is, but it's basically Apple's smart home platform. You got Google Home, you got Alexa. Well, HomeKit is Apple's version. And it ties all these devices together where you can control it all on your phone, your tablet, and your Mac. But again, all HomeKit compatible devices in here, and even our Google device thanks to the Starling Home Hub. So, hope you enjoyed our tour. You can check out our view one last time. One of our favorite parts of this apartment. It's Omaha, Nebraska. We don't have the greatest skyline in the world, but hey, it's our little piece of the world, and we love this view. So hopefully you liked the tour. Hopefully you liked the video. Smash the like button. Hit the bell notification for future videos. Subscribe to the channel. Again, it's our 1 year anniversary. We've gone way further than we thought in that first year. Having a blast making this content for you. In the comments, tell me what you have on your HomeKit smart home. Tell me. And actually, we if you've got a smart home and you want to show off your house and you live in a maybe 100-mile radius of Omaha, we'd love to come tour your house for the channel. I'd like to someday branch that out to where we're touring the country, but for now, let's start small. But if you got a smart home and you're within range, we'd love to come tour your stuff. But anyway, we appreciate your support. First year has been awesome. Only going to go up from here, and can't wait for 2022. So, till the next video, peace and love.